Yo, yo, it is time for arm day. Oh, I forgot the honey. I made my pre-workout with the L-citrulline malate and creatine and put some salt in it. What's the other thing? Oh, the liquid glycerol. And then I forgot the honey, but usually I try to drink some honey before the gym. I don't know if you saw the Trend Twins, just fingering the last bit of honey in their thing, and I don't know how much, if they were just getting the last of it, but dude, if you're gonna look up how much is in honey, all right, if you want an actual any sort of effective dose, which is gonna be, you want 20 grams of sugar, because otherwise what the fuck are you, less than that's not really gonna do much. More than that, you don't really need that much fucking sugar. But I think 1 serving to 2 servings of honey is pretty good, and that's 2 tablespoons, I believe. Either way, I just pour as much honey into my mouth as I can really hold, and then just swallow it in a gulp, because it's more honey than you think. It's more honey than you think, and trust me, 10 grams of sugar is not going to do shit. I'm 160 pounds, and 10 grams of sugar doesn't do shit for me, so it's not going to do shit for you. I promise. 30 grams of sugar, you will feel the difference. I promise. Either way, this shit tastes pretty good. So for the Icky Arm Day, probably just going to do push downs, and then either the tricep machine or overhead, and then I'm pretty tired, so I don't know if I want to do heavy dumbbells today. I might just stick to cables and machines for biceps. There's a good chance that I do that. I don't know if I'm trying to sit there and stabilize the 40s, especially after I do triceps. But we'll probably hit some pretty heavy push downs. I feel that. I feel like that's a send.
Trash can. Trash can. I don't think I've ever seen a horseshoe, especially pumped. Raw.
Oh man, I'm tired and sweaty. I think you can see that. I look gross. I look very gross. I look like a Chewbacca. Okay, so Z pump was good. Z push downs were good and heavy. Threw my sleeves on before I started to sweat at all, so they slipped on pretty easily. Racked the stack for the cable push downs for 1 set, and then dropped it back down to 180, and then down to 160. So yeah, it's a 200-pound stack, and it felt like about 100 pounds. It felt like 2 to 1, so I'm pushing down about 100 pounds. Felt good. Felt like I made some people focus up. When you see a stack move, you kind of just start to focus up. And my left bicep either recovered a lot better than my right bicep, or I don't know. I was doing bicep curls and the left was just like boom up, powerful, and the right was like, kind of feeling it going up. So that does not usually happen. My imbalances are usually on the other side. So I'm gonna have to figure out why that happened. And I don't want to figure out why that happened because it probably has something to do with stuff I don't want to think about. But what else? What else? Preacher curls, pretty good. I didn't used to like preacher curls, or at least I just had a very weird opinion and how I did them. I'm a Rom Goblin. I think I'm gonna claim this name, the Rom Goblin. I don't know if anyone else got it, but like I would always do full Rom on that machine. This person's going so fucking slow in front of me, but I'm so tired, I'll just accept it. Usually I would overtake this fucking... This is an old person, and they have a wheelchair thing on their license plate, so we shall give them space. But yeah, usually with the preacher curl, it would feel very good to just do full range of motion lightweight, but obviously you have to keep it lightweight, otherwise you're just gonna like pop tendons like that easy at the bottom of the rep. You guys know how it is. But if you go heavyweight and you kind of stay at that top of the rep, I never liked it because for me the first reps don't feel like anything. It feels like you're just sitting there in a motion that you can feel. But I do 25s either side the easy bar, so that's 75 pounds, and it feels like once you get to the 7th, 8th rep, you start to you start to feel that you really are activating shit. The activation is usually the only thing that I feel in a preacher curl. Not usually, but like it's the most noticeable part. Obviously, is when you're stopping the negative and going to a positive. So controlling the negative in a preacher curl is probably going to be one of the most important, like top 3 to top 5 most important exercises to control the negative. Sometimes you don't have to control the negative at all, like a deadlift. You don't have to control the negative for shit. You can. You don't have to. I don't know what the rules are for like competition. Like you're not allowed to drop it in a competition, and you're not allowed to I don't think you're allowed to slam it back to the floor, but it's not like you have to go down slowly. Like I'm not sure of the exact ruling, but it was a pretty good accomplished arm day. I think I looked pretty ripply in the pump check. Usually I've eaten like another meal before I go to the gym, and I feel like being very, very pretty much being already in a caloric surplus for the day and then going to the gym, you really start to fucking see it. You're not gonna... It's almost like you fill up a balloon and then it partially deflates, and then afterward you can fill it right back up, as opposed to just starting with a deflated balloon and then having to blow it up. Some sort of version of that analogy. Let's check in with the protein panda. Look at the protein panda. Hello, buddy. Hello. Yes. How are you doing, Panda? Who's your buddy? Who's your buddy? Okay, he's hungry. He's hungry. Here you go. Panda, panda. Panda boy. Panda.